I'm gonna be the best, right?
These action figures always give me mixed feelings. But perhaps that changes with Hyperbody Anise.
My turn?
Anise is the third Nikke figure in the Good Smile Arts Shanghai Hyperbody line, so surely they've sorted out their sculpting and quality control issues by now. I can tell you right away that she is better than Modernia and Red Hood in most areas, but there is still room for improvement. So let's check her out in this in-depth review and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. The space isn't really utilized very efficiently, is it? There are instructions, of course, worth checking out. And there is some stand stuff taped to the back.
Boring.
Let's get her opened up.
Let's get this party started.
And here she is. Wait, hold on. Okay, we got her hat on. And I gotta say, she's actually feeling pretty good. Pretty sturdy, actually. I don't know if it's because she's super thick, but she's actually quite heavy and feels quite sturdy. Sturdier than Red Hood, I think. And yes, Red Hood has a fabric scarf. It's literally just a wire inside. Going back to Anise, definitely feels sturdier than Modernia. I'm not sure this is a fair competition because Scarlet has a lot of bits, but yeah, she's feeling pretty good. Like, she's actually heavy. So let's get into the details. Starting from the face, or I guess starting from the hat. So we saw that it was a magnet, which is very much appreciated.
Nicely done.
Just do be careful of this part though, because it is very thin. It probably is fragile, but it does just pop on there. It's not super sturdy, like it will fall off if you bump it, but it is appreciated that it is a magnet. Her face, I think, looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I think it looks good enough. I think it looks like Anise. There is some shading in her hair as well, so going towards the tips, there is a slight gradient. This part is kind of a hard plastic, so just be careful of her ahoge there. But otherwise, details on the face looking pretty good. No complaints there. The back there, yeah, not too bad, I think. Not too bad. Her hair is a little bit scratched at the back, and I'm not sure if that's from the magnet or her falling over, so just be careful. Like, it's nothing special. It's not Snail Shell Husky, but it is very, what am I trying to say? Very much acceptable. Details on the outfit. I don't know if it's because, yeah, so in hand, like, I keep saying it, but it's not gonna really mean anything when you're watching it on screen, but she does feel very sturdy, and I think she looks pretty good as well. I don't think there's much shading around her, but because of her outfit, I suppose, and like all the details and stuff going on, it kind of helps to make her look a little bit more impressive. But yeah, so this is just a regular plastic. It's not soft or anything. These bits, it is kind of dangly, so she does have kind of like a lot of dangly bits around her that you should probably be careful of, but her jacket, this is a jacket, right? The vest jacket? No, it is a jacket. It's like a long sleeve jacket. Looks good. There is, the paint's nothing special, but again, because of everything going on there, you can't really notice that. I think those are meant to be like buckles or straps. It's kind of just like a mush. It's not super neat or anything, but with everything going on, I think it looks good. Like, you're not gonna, well, you might, which is what we're doing now. You're not gonna look at it this close in person every day, right? So like, from afar, like this, she looks like Anise. It looks pretty good. Going down to the thighs, not bad. So there is a slight thigh bulge, I think. The details on the, it says smoke yellow, so smoke grenades are pretty good. I'm not sure if this comes off. Does it come off? Okay, so that does come off, so that's good. You can pull that off there. Going down to her legs, nothing too fancy. I think it is done well. So everything is pretty much a matte paint, so there's nothing, there's no glossy bits, just kind of like metallic paint on certain bits here and there. From the back, also looks pretty good, I think. Might just be Nikke bias, I don't know. but I think she looks pretty good overall. So of course, we're probably all wondering, what does the booty look like? Well, it looks like that. She kind of poo-pooed herself there, so there's a little bit of paint rub, I think. But yeah, because of the cut, is a little bit unfortunate, so you're not gonna get like a full butt sculpt, I think, unless you kind of... Yeah, it's nothing special. That is kind of what that looks like. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because that's like the hip piece. The butt is kind of small. You know, it is a squishy, soft plastic, which should allow for more range. We'll see how it goes when I try to pose it up. Neck check. So that came off kind of easily, but I suppose you can just tighten it up because it is a super regular ball joint, which if you wanted to, you could probably mod like a snail shell joint or something, you know, the double joint they have onto there, and that would be a thing that you can do. But in saying that, I think Anise is actually pretty good. But I'm curious, what do you think of her so far? For articulation, hat just kind of attaches whichever way, although that probably makes the most sense. Otherwise, head can pull it up and down a little bit, so depending on... That's a bit strange because it's like she has no neck. So you can kind of pull it up to your desired length, which is good. I think a nice middle ground works well. Otherwise, head turns very well. I did mention it was a little bit loose, so you probably can tighten that up a little bit. Nods are very good. And then, of course, she can tilt as well. So, of course, short hair, then she will have very good head range. Shoulders are a very interesting design, and by interesting, I mean I fucking hate it.
You idiot!
It has that kind of design where it's like a tube in the middle, I believe. And so what happens is, when you push and pull one side, the other side will move with it, which it absolutely does not achieve anything, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. And also, I've kind of moved her around a little bit, but the shoulder is super stiff and the joint is kind of thin. So I would be very careful when moving that around. You can hear it squeaky as well, so that's not very good. But everything else is pretty solid. So I don't understand why they do this because, okay, sure, let's say we want more range on this side, right? We can pull it out so she has that much range, which is not crazy, honestly. Bicep wants to fall off there. And then, so this side, it's super similar. I don't understand why we can't just have a regular joint which, you know, won't be prone to breaking. For example, Modernia had, you know, a kind of shoulder which pops out, but you can kind of just pull it out a little bit for more range, and it doesn't feel like it wants to break because, well, it'll just pull out before it breaks, which I suppose is a good thing about this figure. Alternatively, you know, they could have just done a regular ball joint, which they do with Red, so I don't know why they changed that. I suppose it's a bit too much to ask for a butterfly, although Hyperbody, it's pretty expensive, you know, why don't you just give us all the good articulation? Anyway, she reaches forwards this much. Reaching backwards, be careful of the direction the joint is facing. Backwards goes that much, so fairly standard stuff. Could have just used a regular shoulder joint. Moves up like that. So I think the reason it's loose is because I had a peek at the instructions and you're meant to be able to pull it off at the bicep and to put her gun on or something like that. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit, but it's not annoyingly loose or anything. You could tighten it if you want to, but I believe it's just because the shoulder is extra stiff. So if I were to, I guess, loosen up the shoulder a little bit, then that probably wouldn't be an issue. Yeah, again, it is very squeaky and it's just stupid. Of course, she does have bicep rotation there, and elbows bend about that much, so just regular elbow joints, no doubles there. For wrists, pretty standard stuff. So up, down, all the way around, fairly standard stuff. So everything does feel quite solid to move, besides the shoulder. So everything like this, bicep rotation, everything, elbows, pretty sturdy. So that is, I would say, an improvement actually. In terms of torso articulation, unfortunately, there's not going to be a lot going on because, so the chest and then the jacket is just all attached. So pretty much that is just one whole piece. She kind of wobble around like that. So chest and jacket and then the torso. So a rotation, I guess about that much. And then backwards and forwards, just a tiny bit because big chest, big jacket, there is no articulation on the back there, unfortunately. And then she has her grenades at the front as well. So not much going on in terms of upper and, or rather upper body movement. Tilts are pretty much non-existent as well, unfortunately. I don't think you can pull it up a little bit, although it doesn't really add anything. So we're gonna have to rely on the hip area. For the hip area, she just has a, I would say, standard hyperbody hip. So it's just kind of attached on the side there. And then, so you can kind of rock backwards and forwards a little bit. Although if you push the range, then it will just pop off. So that isn't too useful. But otherwise, she does have pull down legs, which you would probably expect to be a bit gappy. However, she can kind of just sit like that. And due to how busy her design is around the hip and I guess like the torso with everything going on there, it works pretty well actually. So she can just kind of sit like that, pretty much an L shape, right? And it's not too gappy because, well, the jacket helps to hide that. So unless you're looking at her at this kind of angle, then you probably won't notice it too much. So I guess it works. For side splits with the legs pulled out, it's not really gonna happen, so about that much. You can probably, yeah, you can just rotate the legs up like this. And she does have a thigh rotation. So the thigh rotation is where the strap is and not where the, I believe those are socks, where the socks are. So she can kind of fake a better split. It'll look like that. From the back, it's okay, it's reasonable, I think. That thing pops off. But yeah, range is nothing too crazy, although I don't know if it's the Nikke bias. I think it is acceptable. Please do let me know what you think as well. Am I just super biased, or do you think it's okay? Is it okay, acceptable? And the leg pops off there, so that is pretty interesting. So I think you should be able to just attach that back on there because of the pull down. So see if we can get that back on. Okay, so it wasn't too hard to get everything back on. You just got to be careful of the orientation and then just push it in well. But otherwise, let's see. Pull the legs down and then you can kind of, so the forwards backwards kick looks something like that. It's not too bad, I think. I probably should have left her hat off. So she can kind of kick backwards and forwards like that. It will be gappy at the back, of course, a little bit messed up, but the jacket, it does help a little bit because you can kind of fake a high kick like that, right? And then you won't really notice that it's super gappy at the bottom. From the front, it's not too bad. These things help to cover it. And from the side, kind of looks like that. We saw the thigh rotation before, so again at the strap, not at the sock. Knees are double knees, so that is good. Let's just push the hip back in there. So double knees, that is good. Nothing else going on there, I believe. Otherwise, feet go down, go up. There is a toe bend, and then you can rotate it as well. If we want to try and do a shooting pose, unfortunately, I think it is going to be as bad as the promo shots led us to believe. This piece here, so the kind of butt piece or the crotch piece, it doesn't really help. So if you have this leg kind of kicking up and then this one down like that, and then yeah, she doesn't really lean forwards, and the jacket just kind of gets in the way, so doesn't really give us a good booty pose, unfortunately, which is something that all Nikkes should have. So Hyperbody still got to do better. For faces, she has 4 total. By default, she has her just happy open mouth kind of smile, looking pretty good, very cute. Print work and everything is quite neat. To change faces, just take the hat off, take the front hair off very carefully. Be careful of the symbol thing as well as her tuft of hair at the top. Then you can simply just pop the face off. That is what it looks like. And that is what the head and neck joint looks like, so you can just pop it off like that and plug it into wherever you want to. She has another super happy, grinning, closed-eyed face, which is also very nice. Nothing to complain about, looks pretty good. Here she is with an angry, serious type face, looking slightly to the left. Print work and everything, also pretty nice, looking good. So I think all the faces so far are very well done. Saving the best for last, of course, we have the Anise face.
What is it, Commander?
Looking super silly, very nice. Probably the best face of the bunch, I think. Figures definitely need to have more comical faces like this. For head swaps, what you can do is plug it directly onto a Snail Shell body. Just like that. There we go. Proportions and everything I think look good, although skin color with Modernia's body is a little bit different. So Hyperbody Anise is a little bit too pale, I think. But if you don't mind, then I think this works perfectly because this is her underwear. And I suppose this is one way to give her a better butt sculpt.
Anise, level up!
It's a little bit loose, but this is the Whaleworks body. Doesn't plug in properly, but this is the Notta body. Actually, you know what? I think this works. So because of the magnet, you can use Tan Lounge Eileen's headband, and this is regular Eileen's body. We got a whole bunch of hands, they're not quite pairs, so let's see what we got. By default, we've got regular, just relaxed type hands. She's got a right trigger finger hand, a left holdy hand, another right kind of, I guess, supporting type hand perhaps. These, I believe, are a pair, so we got a pair of the just kind of relaxed support type hands. Another pair of trigger finger hands, so this one is a little bit more straight than the first one, which is more bent there. This one, I believe, to hold like the grenades. And then at the bottom there, we've got just fisty hands. Also, just separately in the tray, we do have a right salute hand. This is what her gun looks like. I believe it is a grenade launcher. Although in-game, I'm pretty sure she's a rocket launcher unit, right? But yeah, looking pretty good here. Details are finely sculpted. This thing does rotate. The chamber, magazine chamber, I think, I don't know. There's some yellow there. And you can put the bullets in the holes there as well. She comes with 6 of these, and I assume there are 6 holes, so pretty much just plop it in there somehow. There we go. Should be able to push it all the way in, I think. Okay, and then once you push it in, that thing is not coming back out. This is what it looks like with 3 in the chamber and 3 empty slots. If you do want to get them out, then you can just find something and poke it from the other side. And also just be careful of this bit because it is quite thin and just kind of there on its own. She also has a strap for the gun. So what you do is just take out these 2 parts. That one there, and then this one, and plug it back in. Something like that. To get her to wear it, I believe you can just put it over the top of her head like so. There we go, just carefully. And I believe this is how it's meant to be. Once you get it secured, should look something like that, although this part keeps falling out for me, so just pretend it's attached. When she's got a gun strapped to her back, you can use this to plug into a hole, and then you can still use the stand. She can of course hold her gun, and that's what that looks like.
Let's get this party started!
Works well enough, I think. Finally, she does have an extra smoke grenade, which doesn't have a peg. I believe it is the same as the one on her leg, and this one you can remove as well, but this one of course does have a peg there. And she can hold the grenade as well. For height, Anise is pretty much 6 inches or 15 centimeters with her hat and her head at a moderate height. Give or take a quarter of a centimeter if you push her head all the way in or pull it all the way up. Overall, Anise is a super solid Hyperbody figure and a solid figure in general. Good Smile Arts Shanghai has the potential to give us really good figures, but they always manage to fall short somehow. Maybe it's my fault? Get it? No good figures. For Anise, the magnetic hat is great, but seems to scuff her hair, and the ribbon seems delicate. Her neck is fine, but could be better. Shoulders are a little bit goofy, and they should really consider giving us butterflies for what they're charging. Or you know, something that just feels sturdy. I'll give the limited torso a pass due to her design. Butt sculpt is average, but honestly, you're not going to see it from most normal angles. It's mainly an issue if you want to take low-angle back shots of her, which I guess you might want to do, cause Nikke. But I'd be curious to hear what you think of her down in the comments. Of course, I do have huge Nikke bias, but I'm quite happy with Hyperbody Anise. And it's good to see that their figures are getting better. There is still a lot of room for improvement though. If you're looking for more Nikke reviews, I've got a whole playlist for you. And if you want to grab Anise or some other figures, I will have some affiliate links down below. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.
Where to next?